You made an hour of footage out of pausing 5 minutes of mine where I'm carrying it, made the dumbest accusations I've ever heard, and your idiot followers have been attacking
I don't have idiot followers. Can I point to this here? Can I?
Yes, get back to your ridiculous point that has no bearing on anything from your previous video. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So here, yeah, it has plenty of bearing. Now, can we get back to
filibuster mode? I said I would accept your apology.
I have apologized.
Be more responsible.
Now, let's go over the angles here.
Now that you've blown up, can you let me finish? Can I finish, please?
I will give you 30 seconds to say whatever you want. If you promise you'll answer these questions.
UFC time.
Because I didn't invite you on to crash out. I invited you on to answer questions, and I was being respectful. And then you just went crazy. Like
your last video was the farthest thing from respectful that I've ever heard of. So don't give me this crash out bullshit. Can I finish what I was saying, please?
I said you could have 30 seconds. You're wasting it. Go.
Okay.
Hey guys, welcome to After the Bars podcast. I am Sam. That's me, Sam T right here. So, dude, I have the best show today. It's the best show. First, I'm going to show you some amazing Google Trend searches that happened before the Charlie Kirk assassination that are just going to blow your mind. I'm talking absolutely blow your mind. You might have already seen it. Some other creators already have talked about it, have presented the information, and it's absolutely stunning. I mean, I'm talking stunning. So we're gonna show those searches. We're talking about people that are involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination that were Googled months ago in July. We're talking about surgeons at the hospital. Some of the key players, Tyler Robinson, Googled a day before the assassination out of Washington, D.C. Some other players Googled in Israel just before. It sounds like intelligence operation. I don't know. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. But the most exciting thing we're going to show you today is two creators going at it.
When you say it's amazing though, when you set stuff down, you always set it down exactly on things that make the news.
Yeah, that is true. That is so true. It is amazing, bro, because it happened a million times. Like, I mean, every time he stopped, he was shooting something that would be important, or that something happened, or that something was witnessed from. It's nuts. One calling the other one involved, and the other one saying, like, dude, you're an idiot. Like, I'm just a guy in Utah providing, footage. I was interviewing people at the assassination. You guys have all seen his footage. His footage is everywhere. News, mainstream media, alternative media. Everyone uses his content. You cannot not have seen it. Did that make sense? Cannot not have seen it. It's probably a double negative or whatever. But anyways, just sit back, get some popcorn, and enjoy the show. I'll start to respond. Good morning to the chaos we ride. So when I get texts, my own ideas. All right, so let's go. Let's get right into it. Let me show you a little bit. So this is the guy's footage that you guys all have seen. This is at the UVU campus, right here in that corner. Right there in that corner. That's where Tyler jumped up. In my last video, I talked about it, how possibly his boyfriend was walking down on the other side of the building. I don't think that information is exactly true. I think the people that were on the roofs were police officers, because it almost has to have been, because some of that footage is in this raw footage. I think someone manipulated the footage, tried to blend the two together. The one dude did look like Lance Twiggs. He had a ponytail, was hiding his face. I understand. That's why I said, look, this, who knows, but I knew for a fact from the metadata that the footage was absolutely from the campus a half hour after the assassination. So I just went with that. But anyways, let's get to it. So that's this guy, right? His page is Life is Driving. He's a newscaster or something. I don't know what he is, but he's out of Utah. But he does a lot of news things for like the university, for other media outlets. And so that's his footage, and he just walked around the campus. You guys remember he's the one who filmed this footage of the guy taking the SD cards out of the camera. So anyway, so a guy by the name of Baron Coleman, who's discovered those searches. He's the one who found the searches, which is amazing, an amazing way to exercise his critical thinking skills. And that's this gentleman right here. You guys might have seen him. He's kind of blowing up on X a little bit, but his videos aren't getting that many views. Well, I see his views now that he's starting to get popular, but I promise you, nobody is showing you this, what I'm about to show you. I assure you. So this is him.
Man, you've got a setup. What is that?
Well, it's called a microphone.
I know that. Is that Electro Voice RE20?
Yeah, that's how it gets started. That's nothing. That's nothing. But I'm going to show you why the Bartholomew guy who recorded all the footage, I'm going to show you why he's pissed. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt the video, but remember, hit that like button down below. It really helps the channel to grow bigger and better and more diverse. Not that weird, creepy kind of government diverse. I'll Samsplain it for you if you want. You want to hear some Samsplaining? Just like the video down below. Because just the night before,
now he just posts up behind some people. But there's two important things here. One is that rooftop here. The other is this tree. We'll talk about this tree.
And then that tree.
He I mean, guys, he's not talking to these people. He is just looking at the back of someone's neck. That's all he's doing, is looking at the back of these guys' neck. But he's got that rooftop and tree covered.
And watch.
Look at that. Like, guys, this is the alleged shooter perch right here. See this little nodule? That's how you can tell where it was.
There.
This is it right here. If you didn't know from the news, all you'd had to do was watch this video. So what I did was, at this point, I'm watching this video, and I'm thinking,
this is great.
All right. It's clear he was keying in on specific areas that made the news: the low-C center front, the low-C center back, the camera footage, the parking lot where he escaped, the walkway where he crossed the street. It's clear to me that this guy was keying in on all those locations. What else was he fascinated with? And that's where I started digging in a little further. More low-C center footage for God knows what reason. More turning around. Now we're looking here.
I really just want to get to the
if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the building where Phil Lyman said he was immediately before the shot was fired, or while the shot was fired. I think it was this building.
It is. Phil Lyman.
I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure this is the building.
So he's live streaming,
having fun.
Then the shot is fired.
You would need somebody to scout these buildings and make sure no one's standing on them. Because if no one's standing on these buildings, and this guy is spotted, rendered through StreamYard and rendered through YouTube, or YouTube also. Oh, you know what? I have it on my phone. I'll just hold my phone up to the screen. Hold on. Watch. Keep in mind, in this video, Charlie Kirk is shot at the 19-minute mark.
So that's like 30 minutes after Charlie Kirk is shot, right? And so this is the dude just filming that right where he jumps off for absolutely no reason. Well, so that gives Baron Coleman, sparks his curiosity, let's say. Sorry, I'm having a hard time articulating this morning. And so he's just saying, like, what's up with this dude? Why is he filming?
The whole thing is odd. Now, when I saw this is what originally keyed me in, that there's something weird about this video. This guy's not just wandering around documenting a Charlie Kirk event. Look at this. This is live. This is not a still image.
So anyway, the guy who recorded that, the Bartholomew guy, he watched this guy. Everyone texted him and said, dude, you got to go watch this guy. So then he's talking about it again Let's see, where am I at? What, 1 minute or 1 hour and 1 minute? He's talking about it again, and the dude's in his chat. He's talking about another photographer there, but now the guy's in his chat. So a dude wants to come on. So he does. He sends him a link, and let's get into it. Let's get into it. This is so dope. This is so much fun.
I know that. Is that Electra voice RE20?
Can you hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hang on 1 second here.
They
Is
get
that
right
an
at it.
RE20 you got there on the mic?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's a solid mic, dude.
I got it used on eBay.
What processor are you running out of it?
Huh?
What processor are you running on that?
What do you mean?
Oh, never mind.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You bought it used on eBay. I forgot.
Okay. Speaker, good microphone.
What is your shirt? What does your shirt say?
So his shirt says socialism with a picture of Che Guevara. And he's like, what the hell? Are you wearing a socialism shirt? Now, he's already accusing him of being a part of the assassination. Then he comes on begging to come on to argue like, no, dude, you're lying. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. And he's wearing a Che Guevara shirt that says socialism.
It's the Steven Crowder. Socialism is for pigs. He's holding a.
So it says socialism is for pigs, but it really doesn't say that. It says socialism is for the F word, the other F word, the one that's 3 letters, unless it's plural, then it's 4. You guys know what I'm talking about. I hate the word. I'm not going to say the word. It's not because of woke. I've never liked that word. And like, look, I'm as right as anyone from the center, but I respect human beings. And so anyway, so that's what it says. But he doesn't know that. Why would you wear that shirt coming to talk to him? He just wanted to swing off Steven Crowder's nuts because he was just on Steven Crowder's show. So he threw that on over another t-shirt he was wearing just for this. So anyway, dude catches on. He doesn't say what I just said, but he like, what? This dude's an idiot. All right.
A fig leaf there. He's got a fig.
I got you.
Let me get rid of that QR code.
So
when you're sitting, it just looks like you're promoting Che Guevara.
My wife said we're wearing red today for
Charlie Kirk's birthday.
So
yeah, I heard it was his birthday. That's sad. He died.
I don't understand the wearing red part. Someone in the chat, could you please explain?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk me through this. I don't have all night. It's already 9, and I wanted to be done within an hour.
Can someone in the chat please explain why wearing red is associated with Charlie Kirk's birthday? I don't get it, but maybe if my mind is refreshed. And I love Charlie Kirk. At the end of this video, I'm going to play the Charlie Kirk song that I wrote.
So hey, to your comment on my comment just a minute ago, where you said you might not be nice because I said that the cop out, it was a cop out.
I got a good job, dude.
Hey, I get it. So, I have a job too, but don't you think it's a little bit irresponsible to go just do an hour's, or plus live stream on pausing a few minutes of a guy's footage and saying that that he's getting commands in his ear.
No,
and,
I reject your premise.
Dude,
I never said I know that.
All kinds of you made all kinds of assertions in that video.
I did. Okay? I made no assertions. I said it's as if somebody is in his ear saying this.
You also said I know several times. It's all on the video. I'll break it down for you at a later date.
I'm happy to watch whatever you break down. Look. I will give a disclaimer. Everything I said is an opinion based on the way the video is portrayed.
But the guy making these claims, the guy doing this journalistic investigative, by your own words, investigative journalism piece online, it's up to you to do the due diligence, and the bare minimum would be to reach out to the person that you're spending an hour smearing. That would be the bare minimum. And I'm online. You could DM me on Twitter. I know you're on there. So you could easily.
I don't have a real Twitter account. I have a troll account. It doesn't
matter what you have. You easily could have reached out. There are 112 news agencies reached out asking for my footage. Candace Owens didn't, and you didn't.
He says, so that's very telling. But him saying that his Twitter account is strictly for trolling is very telling of why he wanted him to come on, because he was saying this. Do you know what I mean? I think he's lightweight trolling him now. But it's epic. It's epic. He takes it line, hook, and sinker.
Says more about your journalism than anything, in my opinion. So go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Duly noted. I'm a crappy journalist. That's fine. I'm willing.
So that's what that comment was about. Just to be fair, I just want you to know that's what I was talking about.
Okay. can we dial it back to for you're at like 8.5? Can we go to like maybe 6? So you want to stay at 8.5?
Usually, I'm happy to go down to a 6.
Okay,
I thought I was coming in at a 4. That's what I thought I was coming in at.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's your 4, then
can you hear me? Okay.
You sound like $1 million to me. I don't know. Are people
perfect?
Are people able? I've got nobody in the comments saying
that is what the Mossad handlers paid me, so I should sound at least $1 million.
Well, can you at least split it with me? I brought a lot of new eyeballs to your show. Hey, so here's my question. You were live streaming.
Right? Let me start out. Let me just start out. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks for having me on to at least come and explain. Yeah. I don't want to say, I'm not the thing that pisses me off is that, when by doing what you did, it opens me up to a bunch of anonymous people to come into my DMs, into my comments, tagging me and all this stuff, going through and making, how much did they pay you to do what you did? You've got blood on your hands, all.
Yeah, here's the deal. Yes, it's fun to watch, and it's gonna be super entertaining to watch these two argue. But if he starts getting death threats and things like that and harassed, then it's no bueno. Now, of course, Baron Coleman never told anyone to do that. His video was super benign. He was just talking about it and saying, man, this does kind of look funny. But because of where we're at, where the milieu is at right now, the acuity is so high that you can't be irresponsible by making those claims. You just can't. But it's a conspiratorial like free for all right now, and I refuse to participate in it. My last video is the closest I've come. All my other videos are just in memorial of Charlie Kirk and just reporting on like what I do know is seems fishy. But the thing with my last video is that I just wanted to know who is that guy that was walking outside. Now it doesn't really matter, just because there was a lot of cops there. I don't think that Lance would have been walking there if there were maybe he would have. I don't know. But anyways, let's get to it.
The stuff it comes and they cite your stuff. So that's why I came in like that. So
I take no responsibility for what people do with the information.
I understand that, but you with your platform, you have, and especially going viral and getting all these people, you have power that comes with that platform. And as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. So,
well, I reject that.
So go ahead.
So here's my question. I reject all that. I reject all of it based on the premise that I made any claims. I just raised speculation as if.
Okay, fair enough.
If you were working for somebody who was there to conduct a hit, that would,
dude, it pisses him off every time he even like suggests if you were you maybe were.
Have been great, man. I mean, you were all over the place, exactay the right spot. That's why I was raised.
I highly disagree. If somebody's going to be in there to putting together a hit, they're going to have earpieces. They're not going to have to rely on the crappy cell phone connection of a random live streamer. They're going to have dedicated, earpieces. They're going to be able to coordinate and do all that stuff. They're not going to need this elaborate, ridiculous spotting setup. That's the whole premise is ridiculous.
Okay. You must be a better assassin than I am, because I was not aware of how the pros do it. But so I'm
just a guy that has watched a few movies in my life. So
yeah, maybe that's a problem. So walk me. I want to get to my questions here, because these are the things I would have asked you.
Yeah.
And now have that opportunity live in front of you.
Had reached out in advance, like a responsible.
Well, we're talking now. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days.
All right.
When you went live, you claim at about the 11-minute mark you're live streaming and you're recording to an SD card. When you were live, what channel were you live on? Were you live on Live is Driving on YouTube? Or were you on X? What channel were you live on?
I was live on X. I was live on Life is Driving YouTube. I was live on Main Street Media X. And so I was definitely live to those 3 locations.
Do you have any idea how many people were watching that live? Do you have analytics that can support how many people were tuned in as you were live on the various platforms?
I've never gone into the YouTube analytics tab, but I'm sure they have something there. I wouldn't have access to maybe restream, which is what I was using. But it's
now. Have you heard allegations that other people in the area were unable to stream live, or that they were having difficulty streaming live?
So that's another point that came up in your video, was that that I was somehow the only person allowed to stream live.
Well, I raised the question because I've heard people say that, and I don't know the answer to that.
My stream wasn't allowed to stream, so I don't know.
Well, you went down after the shot, right?
Yes.
Okay, but during the shot, up to and including the shot itself, you were live.
So that's true, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit to get to the what we're here to see. But I just want to give you guys a little bit of back of what's going on. So he's saying like no one was able to stream live at the event, but he was. So he's like, hey, what the heck's going on? How were you able to, but no one else was? Do you have some kind of high dollar top secret equipment or whatever? And he really doesn't. The guy's innocent. As far as I know, he seems real innocent, but he doth protesteth too much. He is a little defensive, but I probably would be too if people were in my DMs, and I never even go to my DMs for friendly stuff. But and my viewers will attest to that. My mayhem viewers, yeah, he's upset. But okay, let's get to it. I'm gonna stop talking about it.
I was live. Yeah, it cut out at a couple points during the shot. So.
What do you mean during the shot? Like as the shot took place?
At the shot happened, the live stream glitched out, and someone else, another YouTuber had posted another video of somebody else's, glitching out as well. So
I saw that one. I didn't know yours. So when did yours glitch?
And I know that mine's an amateur setup, so that could be one reason I was able to at least stream for 27 minutes, was because I had 3 cell connections.
So I let him explain that. Now we're going to get into really going at it. I mean, they go at it for almost the whole time, so I pretty much just stop anywhere.
So I want to draw your attention to a couple of things in here. You'll notice on the screen. Can you see the screen just fine?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the 1905 mark.
If it weren't, in my opinion, I mean, maybe I could be wrong about this, but I believe if it weren't for that tree right there, the Losi Center sniper nest area would rise slightly above in the perspective, because that was a taller building.
To Earring's right shoulder, where this
just talk about
is right here.
This
is tree one. It's a shorter tree.
The YouTube,
and then over here we have tree of this concrete edge.
I mean, I know I'm not in line with the trajectory of the proposed shooter location, but I think that the Losi Center that I'm walking between locations is
because it was shocking. It was shocking.
And then post the shooting, all I did was I used my brain. That everybody there was going pointing, doing these things. We all heard the general direction that it came from. I watched with my eyes. After I went down and waited by Charlie's tent to meet up with my son. As soon as he found me and we were together, we then got ushered outside by the cops, and I just thought, and actually when I met up with my son, I almost, because the stream had gone down, I almost ended it like 3 times. I was going to end this, but I just thought to myself, this could be important later. So I kept recording, and I just walked around, and I thought, where are the cops? I'm going to record where the cops are at. So I went and I tried to walk between the Losi Center and
I think he's lying right now. I think he was just
the amphitheater. He
couldn't get back to his car
by the cops on the.
I think he's lying right now. He couldn't get back to his car, and he just left his camera on. Or maybe he's. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to get to them arguing
theory, and so far as I've seen that, I mean, every theory that I've come across has not convinced me as a guy that was there with all these other people, and I believe I kind of had an idea of where the shot came from, and to me it was not from that closer rooftop. It just wasn't.
Well, tell me now, talk me through, because I this is my first opportunity to talk to someone who actually was there, and this is not me asking from an adverse perspective or try to catch you in something. This is just me asking.
He's trolling him. He's trolling him.
When you heard the gunshot, are you familiar with guns? You grew up hunting, shooting rifles, shooting pistols?
I have. I killed my own elk for the first time 2 years ago with my brother.
What'd you use?
And I just used my brother's 30. I think it's a 30-06. It's just an old hunting rod.
Convenient.
So, yeah. So I'm going to find out. I will ask him, but I really don't know. So it could be anything. But it was an old hunting bolt action hunting rifle. It was my brother's son's rifle. Yeah. And you get an idea.
Sound like a 30-06 round to you, even from 100 yards away or 150 yards away?
At the time of the shot, my first. I was literally hoping that it was firecrackers. The first thing out of my mouth was that a firecracker? because the sound of it had kind of reverberated in that trapezoidal building setup with all the buildings around the courtyard. And so it had this kind of weird effect.
By the time it hit you first.
That was just my own.
Your video doesn't suggest it did.
In the video, you'll hear me say, "Was that firecracker?"
Yeah.
And so that's why I said that, because it kind of made this reverberating sound that to me gave it like a firecracker effect. So if that makes sense, but that was just my first,
depth of the sound.
I fired the two on the same days multiple times. I kind of have an idea, but to me,
these tops on the roof right here.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're trying to get through right now we're trying to go from these people that I was passing on my way down this walkway.
So this walkway right here, this is the walkway that I had in my last video of the possible Lance Twiggs walking down. This is coming from the other direction that I used from Google Earth.
For fast food workers that were coming out of the what do you call it, the food court.
And you're going to the Losey Center. Why has news broken by this point that they believe the shot came from the Losey Center?
If you go back, you'll see all the cops on the roof. That's why I'm pointing at. That's why I'm headed there.
If you guys want to watch this raw footage live of this, I will leave a link in the description.
Accusing me of being involved in a conspiracy and saying that I've got people telling me in my ear what because the cops had swarmed that.
Okay, here we go.
So, like, it's all as far as the logical progression of events. The cops, everybody heard the shot. Everybody told the cops. The cops went to that building. Thus, I filmed the cops on that building. It wasn't some Grandmaster Dr. Evil and George Soros in my freaking earpiece telling me where to do that. That was the main point of your video. This minutia of trying to get into whether or not the Losey Center actually rises above the trees or not is absolutely off topic.
It's not off topic at all.
You spent an hour video accusing me of being involved in a conspiracy and saying that I've got people telling me in my ear what to do.
Never accused you of being in a conspiracy.
You knew that it made sense to you, and it made total sense that that's the case. That's what you said in your hour-long video.
Here's where you're
pausing 5 minutes of my footage and making baseless claims and accusing me of things that resulted in your followers DMing me and spamming my comments with accusations.
Can I show you this?
Take responsibility for what you did.
I didn't do anything. I'm going to take responsibility for
anything. You should have reached out in advance. You didn't. You should have reached out in advance. If you'd reached out in advance, maybe we could have had a live stream and had a discussion about this and this minutia bullshit where you spent an hour.
All right, can I show you the map here?
You spent an hour dragging me through the mud, and now you want to sit here and talk about whether or not your theory lines up. Your conspiracy theory, dude. You made an hour of footage out of pausing 5 minutes of mine where I'm carrying it, made the dumbest accusations I've ever heard, and your idiot followers have been attacking.
I don't have idiot followers. Are you finished? Can I point to this here?
Yes, get back to your ridiculous point that has no bearing on anything from your previous video. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So here, it has plenty of bearing. So you're here at the corner. The stair
keeps saying stuff under his mouth, under his breath, and he takes it. He came on combative, right? So let's go.
Cases here, you're talking to people who are pointing, and they're pointing this way. No, the problem with your story is
I didn't give a shit about what those guys said. I didn't care what those guys said. I only wanted to film the rooftop. That's what you said.
I'm asking you a specific question.
Why did you say that?
Because all you filmed was
I didn't care what those guys said. Why you made the assertion that I didn't give a shit.
It looked like you didn't care. Yes. Can you answer this question?
I was only talking to them to film the roof behind them. How
what it looked like? I've already told you it looked like that. Can you answer this question?
So pull up your stream from last time where you said that. Why would you say such a dumb statement?
I invited you on.
Why would you make that claim?
Oh my gosh. Are you done? Can I ask you?
Why would you make that claim? Why would you make the claim?
Why is it when I'm trying to point to something that's an impossibility?
You don't think it's irresponsible to make an hour?
No, I think it's irresponsible to go into filibuster mode when I'm asking you a specific question about angle.
Without reaching out in advance. You don't think that was irresponsible?
No. Now, you were in this corner. You're in this corner right here where this white dot is. You're talking to these guys who are pointing where?
I think if you try and find where
this is the Losey Center sniper's nest,
the sea level height of those buildings, you'll see that the Losey Center is actually comes up above that one. And I actually took another video. I went back with my camera, took a video from the perspective of where Charlie Kirk got shot, and you can clearly see that the Losey Center rises above the level of that other building that you were trying to make.
Where Charlie Kirk got shot.
So
Well, where Charlie Kirk got shot, this Sorensen Center is not in the way. But where you're talking to these guys, in the
actually is in the way. The peak of the Sorensen Center roof is in the way. But you wouldn't know that because you haven't bothered to do any checking on any of the claims that you've made. You haven't bothered to do anything.
Stop filibustering.
If you go down in there, you'll see the peak of that roof.
I will show you.
If Charlie Kirk moved over 3 feet to his left, the peak of the Sorensen Center would be in the way.
All right. If I was a very guilty person, I would filibuster when someone's trying to point out angles.
Dude, you made an hour's of claims, and you won't even bother to accept responsibility.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. You take the sniper's net. You're trying to Kirk and the Sorensen Center's not in the way.
You're changing the subject. You're trying to make it about this crap about the alignment of the shot. That's irrelevant, dude. You accused me of having people in my ear telling me what to video.
No, I didn't.
You accused me.
I suggested it looked like it, and I believe that.
About what those kids said, that I was bullshitting and only filming them. I'm sitting there having a discussion with those guys. You said that I didn't want that guy's comments to be on video, where he's complimenting my equipment and asking me about it. Like, why would I? Why would
because he's down here on the screen, bro.
I sit there and talk. Yes, I was moving. I was moving around, and then when I talk to those guys, I move the camera so that their faces are right in the center.
You've heard of the term crash out, right? You've heard of the term crash out.
You're being critical of the.
Oh, did you hear him? Hey, did you guys hear him? You know, the crash out's been a lot in the news. Everyone's crashing out. You know, everyone's has a crash out moment right now. Even Joe Rogan, everyone's crashing out. That's so epic that he's like going, you've heard the term crash out. He's just really giving him an old sternum rub, man, just to really get him alive right now. Let's go back.
Moving the tripod from place to place.
Can I go back to the maps?
You have the dumbest conspiracy theories on the internet. Okay. That's what that is. Yeah. You don't talk about a crash.
If they're dumb, prove them wrong.
The dumbest conspiracy theory ever.
If they're dumb, then this should be easy to prove wrong. Okay. Sniper nest.
I was carrying the tripod around from place to place. That's the stupidest accusation ever.
This is the sniper nest. This is where Charlie Kirk was.
Pull it up.
Oh my God, dude! Please stop. Stop.
You made an hour's content out of 3 minutes of footage where I'm moving from place to place. Can you just pull it up? You're sitting here making the same claim. I was literally
because I'm going to show you that what you just
from location
said.
To location. No, you're talking about
dude. You are crashing out.
You're talking about trajectory, dude.
No, I'm talking about buildings and ways.
What does this have to do with you accusing me of having somebody in my ear? Go ahead.
Okay. I didn't accuse you. I said it appeared as if.
Go back to your live stream. Let's go ahead and pull that up, Jamie.
And let me tell you. Will you accept my sincerest apology?
I have a list of the assertions that you made. I have a list of the assertions,
and I take them back. I apologize. I denounce them. I recant. All right, now answer the question about.
You are, a responsible journalist.
I'm not a journalist.
Okay, if you said in your last stream that you are an investigative journalist.
I'm an investigative journalist.
Okay. All right. Answer the question. If you are what you claim to be.
This is a stupid conspiracy theory. Can you please get rid of this in like 10 seconds?
Second. Let me speak.
Hey,
hang on a second. I'll accept your apology if you say that you'll be responsible.
I'm going to mute him for a second because I got to say this. I want the audience to know that when I got to where what he was saying mathematically would not work.
Responsibility. You can't take responsibility. What a pussy.
When I got to where the mathematics don't work and don't support his story.
You called him a pussy. Yeah, now the name starts calling. This is great.
He went into filibuster mode and crashed out. I just want to point that out. Okay. Now, can we get back to
filibuster mode? I said I would accept your apology.
I have apologized.
Be more responsible.
Now, let's go over the angles here.
Now that you've blown up, can you let me finish? Can I finish, please?
I will give you 30 seconds to say whatever you want. If you promise you'll answer these questions.
UFC time.
Because I didn't invite you on to crash out. I invited you on to answer questions, and I was being respectful. And then you just went crazy.
Your last video was the farthest thing from respectful that I've ever fucking heard of. So don't give me this crash out bullshit. Can I finish what I was saying, please?
I said you could have 30 seconds. You're wasting it. Go.
Okay. If you will say that you will be responsible as a journalist, now that you have blown up and have this platform going forward, I'll accept your apology and answer whatever questions you have about the trajectory or whatever to the best of my ability.
All right, let's talk angles. All right, go back to Google.
Are you going to be responsible going forward before you drag anybody else?
I'm going to be me. I cannot guarantee that I'm never going to irritate.
You're not a responsible journalist. Why am I wasting time with a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist?
What? All you have to do, if I'm so easy and so stupid, just point out why what I'm saying is ludicrous.
You made the bullshit claims, and you won't answer to them.
I've apologized for them. Move on. You're like a bad ex-wife that will not accept your apology.
Was bullshit, dude.
Okay. Do you see this yellow line here?
Responsibility for what you did.
Do you? I do. Do you see this yellow line here?
So okay. I'm not here to debate. I'm not here to debate with you on your bullshit conspiracies. My opinion is that if that is muzzle flash in my footage that I took while I was there, because I was on the ground, I was on the ground doing something, because I was with the footage that I made. If that is muzzle flash, I believe, in my opinion, that it actually enforces what the FBI is saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I got you. Yeah. Let's go back to what I was trying to do before your 40-minute filibuster here.
Filibuster, dude, you spent over 40 minutes making bullshit claims about me and dragging my name through the mud.
We don't have to wonder whether you can see the Sorensen, the Losey Center from here. We can tell for a fact you can't.
Yeah, guess where I am now? Now
on the ground
in the courtyard. Previously, when I was up,
you were in the courtyard when the guys were
elevated. You see the elevated position right there. See, that would give you a different perspective than just like when you have the difference between a live stream and a recorded raw video file.
This is where the guys were pointing.
You have a different perspective when somebody's 20 feet.
So yeah, you guys are probably getting bored with the bickering, but it is totally epic. It is totally epic. Let me just I think it does get a little more
conspiracy theories. I'm not here for that. I don't care about that. Conspiracy theories, buddy. I'm not the right guy for that.
Yeah, I'm not. I would just
if you want to do that, if you want to operate in that sphere and not take,
do you know why I'm at?
If you want to operate in that sphere and not be a responsible journalist, you're welcome to do that. But if you're going to talk about somebody for an hour and make up bullshit lies about them, reach out to them in advance.
Do you know why I'm asking you if you can see the Losey Center from here? Why? Do you know why that's a relevant question? Do you have are you high enough IQ to understand why?
Why I say that you're a guy with a platform that should actually do that in advance. Do you understand that?
Okay. I'm asking. I'll just explain for the crowd. The reason, folks, that I
don't care. But see, you're going through these explanations, and I just don't care.
I know, but they do. So let me explain it to them.
Okay, well, you can explain it to them.
I'm asking,
so if you have any more questions about why
the reason I'm asking is because
if you have any more questions,
because he said that those guys were pointing at the Losey Center.
Shit.
And they couldn't possibly.
I'm not staying in here and being muted. So you can have a good stream.
Well,
if you have any more questions about why I filmed something in particular, I'm
trying
happy to
ask
answer.
you the questions.
No, you're trying to parse through bullshit conspiracy theories. I'm not here for that. I don't care about that shit, dude.
Hey, dude, I was 30 minutes ahead in this video.
I'm not here to make up conspiracy theories with you. That's not why I came on here. I came on because you dragged my name through the mud for over an hour. I don't care about your theory. I don't care about your trajectory. I don't care about that stuff, dude.
That's clear.
Out in advance, maybe I would have had this discussion with you if you had been a responsible person, but you weren't and you aren't.
Oh, I'm glad that.
Why would I care? Why would I give a shit about your theory, dude? I don't care. So I'm not going to sit here while you mute me over and over, dude. So let me tell you this. Let me tell you this before I sign off, okay? Let me tell you this.
Can I go? No. Don't sign off.
Let me tell you this, Baron.
And you sent me back there.
Baron.
No, he doesn't want to talk about why he was filming this shot. He does not want to talk about that. Clearly, he wants to get off.
I told you. I explained it in detail.
I asked you.
I explained it in detail.
All right, go ahead. What do you want to say? You got 30 seconds. What do you want to say?
The cops were there. That's why I filmed it.
What do you want to say?
The cops were on the building. Look at the cops in the building. They're right there. If you zoom in, you'll see them. The cops were there. That's why I filmed it. End of story. That's it.
Okay.
So
I was asking how you got here, and you went back to people pointing. So I went to find the people pointing.
Dude, I already explained.
Have a good day. Life is driving. I appreciate your time.
The cops yelled at me from the roof, and that's
not
why
over
I went
yet.
to this spot. Okay.
And that's why I went to.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
This one spot on this one corner, not looking at the cops, not looking at the roof.
Look, if you zoom in, you'll see that there's cops on the roof on both sides.
Are the cops in the room with us?
The cops are on the roof in that shot right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. But
you're trolling him. He's trolling him. You hear all the there's cops in the room with us. He's effing with him.
The angle where
I filmed that footage.
You know, this little divot right here is where the alleged shooter dropped, right? You're right here.
Okay. I'm standing right now in that shot. I'm standing on a knoll, like a little grassy knoll.
And so and so what I was trying to ask you during your filibuster is how you ended up in that location.
Filibuster, dude. It's not a filibuster. You're sitting here trying to parse through stuff that I don't care about. Okay. The way I got to that location was, I already told you, I was going through the center of the Losi Center, between the Losi Center and the courtyard, trying to get to the other side of the building where my wife was. We got yelled at by the cops on the roof. They said, you can't go this way. So I went around the other way, and we went up those stairs. We got up to that grassy knoll, and I thought, that's a good spot to get an angle, a good vantage point of where the cops are on the roof of this building. That, to me, it sounded like that's where the shot came from. So that's why I was in this position, because there's police on the roof that just yelled at me.
Right? Way over here? The cops are way over here?
They're on the other side of this roof. No, they're on the other side. There is cops there, and they're on the other side.
Yeah. But you're focused on this corner for some reason.
No, I'm not focused on any corner. I've got the whole building in view.
Okay.
If I was focused on the corner, I would have zoomed in. I can zoom in with my camera, but I didn't zoom in. I got the whole building in there. Yep. You not know what a zoom is?
Now, what are you doing here? Well, you're walking away from the building. You've had enough of it.
Hang on. No, go back a second. Do you not know what focusing in on an angle is?
Yeah, I do. Hey, so you roll up.
No. Go back a second.
52 minutes.
If I was focused on that angle, I would have zoomed in. You freaking moron.
Okay, so you roll up. You roll up at 52 minutes.
You claim to be a formerly in the business. You don't even know what a focus shot is. This is not focused in. I'm not focused in. That's not that corner is not even in the center of the shot, dude. The building is.
Like I've got the entire building. Your shot.
I've got the building from left to right because. Hang on. Because right beforehand, the cops yelled at me from the other side of this building that I'm videoing. And so I saw that with my eyeballs because I was an eyewitness. I saw, the cops are on the roof. I'm going to go and video this building. That's what I was there. That's who told me to. My eyeballs did.
Gotcha. Okay. So you come to this building.
Dude, if I was focused, I would have been zoomed in on the corner.
Talking and answer my question.
Statement, dude.
Hey. If I ask you questions and you think they're stupid, then answer them in a way.
Why are you focused in on this? I'm not focused in on that corner. Can you not see the entire building there? Are you blind?
Gotcha. Okay. So it's
called willful ignorance.
So you roll up on this building.
You are so confident in your armchair.
You won't shut up long enough for me to be confident.
You're sitting here with your little bullshit theories, and then you're like, "Why are you focused in on this corner, dude?" I'm not focused on the corner. I've got the whole fucking building in there. You moron! What is wrong with you?
Do you have the whole building in this shot?
All you care about is your conspiracy theories. That's all you care about.
It's not a conspiracy theory. If it's a conspiracy.
Which is why you didn't give a shit about dragging my name through the mud. You didn't give a shit about
Phil Lyman. When people
reach out to Phil Lyman, a very public figure. You could have reached out to Phil Lyman in advance.
I did today.
In advance. Yeah, today. That's after the fact, you doofus. What's wrong with you? I just said in advance.
Who calls people doofus?
You freaking stupid. See, you're not responsible. Okay. You're not a responsible.
So you roll up.
You are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit.
Duly noted. You roll up on this building.
Thank you for the last 24 hours.
You roll up on this building at 52 minutes.
Piece of human garbage. So
you roll up on this building at 52 minutes.
Yeah. Dude, I don't care.
And your statement you just made is
I don't care. I already told you why I was filming that building. So
I know, and I want to just demonstrate that your statement doesn't make sense.
I'm not parsing through my statement with you. What part of that did you not understand?
Well, why did you come on then? I thought we were here to talk about your video.
You dragged my name through the mud, and now you want to sit here and talk about trajectory and angles and all this stuff.
No. Now I'm off. I'm on the building now.
If you were a responsible journalist, we could have done this. I'm not doing that.
We're doing it now.
So
I'm very
responsible. Okay, I got a question next. We talked about this building next.
I got to give reaction, because it's fair use. I want to provide some value to this. So these guys never come to an understanding. Obviously, I don't know how much that what if Coleman is trolling him or not. But I mean, they both have. Coleman has a right to think that, man, that does look strange. I think it's totally innocent, and the other guy has a right to defend himself, and we just happen to have the right to watch it and to comment on it. And so I love it. I think it's super funny. I'm so glad I found it.
Okay. You roll up on the building at 52 minutes. You're watching it because the cops are there, so it's drawing your attention to it.
Yeah. Next. Yep.
How long do you stay on it? 2 minutes.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Minutes. I'm telling you, 2 minutes.
I got a good view. I wanted to get a good view of the cops on the building before I moved on. That was it, dude.
Okay.
Who cares?
So, but my point is, if you're there to see what the cops are doing,
and then at this point,
will you stop talking?
So this is when the guy tells me in my ear to pan around to show the camera on that building, right?
All right. So you show up to show what the cop. Are you there to show what the cops are doing, or that cop?
That comment on the bottom says, Baron, you must learn that you are arguing with a malignant narcissist. That is not good strategy. You will never get anywhere with him. He is hellbent, abusive, wasting your time. That's a pretty bold, judgmental statement.
Or there, period. I guess that's my question.
For like this little time,
the aftermath of the event. I mean,
just like this little bit of video.
Shock. I just took my kid to a public execution, and I'm just only recording for the sake of recording. That's it. I thought the cops were there. That looked interesting for a minute, and then we moved on to the next shot. I didn't see a camera on the corner of that building. I pan over to that building for a second. You pause it in your live stream and spend 20 minutes or something talking about how the people in my ear told me that I need to get a perfect shot of that 360-degree camera on the parking structure or whatever. Like it's a blip in the radar. I videoed that spot for a second and then moved on. Like this. Once again, we're back to the dumbest conspiracy theories I've ever been a part of. Thank you for including me in this.
No, it's again, if they're dumb, then they should be easy to disprove, and you just
they are easy to disprove if you watch the footage, but you pause it in one spot. You pause it in one arbitrary spot. Hang on a second. How come I can't make a fucking point without you cutting me off, dude?
Because it's redundant, dude. It's redundant. Now you are coming off as like a narcissist asshole. I don't know about malignant. I wouldn't go that far. But he's coming off as a narcissist asshole. And it's just redundant. He's saying the same thing over and over. Dude's actually trying to ask him more questions moving forward the conversation, but he's not. He's not.
Because you won't shut up.
Okay.
Because you won't shut up.
Listen to me. You pause the video in one arbitrary spot that fits your bullshit narrative, and you make 20 minutes of content on it. And I'm telling you, that was 1 second. I videoed the corner of that building for 1 minute. I didn't see any cops on that building. I didn't video that building intentionally. I videoed the building with the cops intentionally. The video that you pause and say, look at this. The people in his ear told him that he needed to video this camera where we got the camera angle from the FBI to legitimize their theory. Like, dude, that's utter bullshit. I saw that for 1 second. You paused it. You paused my footage for 1 minute for a moment in time that fits your narrative perfectly. That's what you did.
Dude, Baron really trolled this guy during this call. I don't know if that's what he set out to do, but he ended up doing, when he seen the dude start to crash out, his chat is going insane about it. And they're all on Baron's side. I haven't seen, well, there was a couple people that said, like, I was on the other dude's side until the redundant filibustering. So
you're only viewing the footage that fits your conspiracy theory world that you live in.
That's so can I ask my question? Now that you've spoken uninterrupted, will you answer my question?
Let me I didn't finish yet.
Dude, he hasn't finished yet. Dude, he hasn't finished yet. How have you not finished?
This is exactly like at the very start of my stream where I'm going from position to position and you pause the footage while I'm carrying the camera over my head. It briefly glimpses the Losi.
Yeah, his chat is just going insane. I wish I could stop and read them all. I mean, I could.
Center where the official Sniper Nest story is. And you pause it on that brief moment in time where I glimpse that spot. And you get a half hour's content out of it saying that I've been told to video that spot to make sure it's clear of all as a spotter. Like, dude, that was 1 second, just like this is 1 second in the footage. And you have chosen to pause it because it fits your ridiculous narrative.
Can I ask my question now?
Go ahead. Ask the next question. It better be about a different building.
No. This is an important building. The Losi Center is the only important building.
And I saw, we're talking about this little parking structure now.
I'm not done with the Losi Center. Stop.
Move on. I told you why.
You don't get to tell me to move on my own show.
I already told you why I was at the Losi Center. I'm not parsing through your theory.
And I'm telling you
through your theory. No, stop telling me. Ask me your question about the next thing because we already talked about the Losi Center.
Were you there to show that there were cops on the building, or were you there to show what the cops were doing on the building? That's my question. You
already asked this question. I already answered it, which was that I wanted to just get an idea, give people an idea of where the cops were at for a minute before I moved on. The cops had just yelled at me from the rooftop of that building, so I videoed that building for a minute. They just yelled at me from that building. So I was like, oh, let me just video over this building for a minute. That makes sense.
So now you wander through the parking lot here.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's not a parking lot?
I don't go through the parking lot. I just go up to the sidewalk there.
Well, I'm just going to let it roll for a second. So
plant my tripod for a minute.
So what are you doing? Talk to me about what you're doing here. Because you said I freeze 1 second. So tell me what's going on here.
I'm walking. I can't see what the camera's pointed at right now. I'm just walking with my tripod.
Okay.
So we're in the process of moving around, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can go this way to get to the front of.
What? He can't see what his. Well, he could have turned just to look at the kids with his body, because I guess his camera will turn wherever his body turns. He's probably just just carrying his tripod. He's probably just la 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 la, and it's just turning wherever. I believe that. I don't think it's a big conspiracy that he's involved in the Charlie Kirk assassination. That's a huge stretch. He's a guy that lives there. He's lived there. He's not in some incel or some CIA planted cell. I mean, well, he could be CIA, but doubtful. The CIA didn't kill Charlie Kirk.
And then we look around. I'm like, I'm not really sure where to go.
When you it's amazing though, when you set stuff down, you always set it down exactly on things that make the news.
Yeah, that is true. That is so true. It is amazing, bro, because it happened a million times. Like, I mean, every time he stopped, he was shooting something that would be important, or that something happened, or that something was witnessed from. It's nuts.
So I'm probably not looking at the iPad. If the camera starts to pan around, then I will be looking at where it's shot. Right now, I'm probably looking at my phone.
This is not a still frame for people back home.
We're calling my wife at this moment. So that's what we're doing. So right now, the camera's there. I'm not even
it's a rooftop.
I just plunked it down after walking.
One of his commenters said, look, it's a rooftop.
We just walked from one place. I walked to the next one. That was what was in
Candace
the
probably
frame.
There
was nothing significant about that building at the time. So I just plunked it down. And if you listen to the volume, I'm talking off camera to my son because we're trying to find out where my wife is. So
you would understand why people might find this as suspicious, considering this exact image is what showed up the next day when they said, "Oh, look, the camera that got the entire shooting on." If it came to Losi,
I can, out of context, after you pile on all the assertions that you made. See, now here I'm actually paying attention to where I'm going. Okay, no, I just picked it up
back on the corner where the guy dropped.
I didn't pan it. So if you go back, we could probably turn up the volume and listen.
I don't want to go back. I want to.
No, hang on. See, that's your problem. You don't want to go back and understand the context of the situation, which is how we got here in the first place, Baron. Okay.
Where are the cops? Show me the cops that you're filming.
No, stop for a second. Go back to where we were. Okay. I told you that I was not focused in on any particular building. I had just planted my tripod down because I wasn't sure where we were going. And if you pull up the volume, we could probably hear that I'm talking off camera to my son or to my wife because we're trying to figure out where to go next, because I'm not sure exactly where she's at the time. So the camera's not on any specific thing, but you don't care about the context enough to try and go dig into the details and try and, what's he saying?
I do. I care
tremendously. Between here. No, you just said, I don't want to go back.
I care tremendously about the context.
Just like you said.
You just told me to stop going back to that building.
You just said, I don't want to go back. Just like previously when somebody in your comments before I came on here said,
Let me remind you guys. These guys both said, F it, I'm out of here. Okay, see you later. He's kicked him off. He said he was going to leave. They reversed it, came back. Now it's 25 minutes later, and they're still talking about really three corners of one building.
Why didn't you call me? And you said, I got a job. I don't got time to do all that. That's the exact same.
Here's my question.
You not wanting to go back and dig into the details and find out on that specific section why I was on that thing, because I actually wasn't even looking at the camera. I was actually talking to someone on the phone or whatever, doing whatever I was doing in the background, because you don't care about the context of that. You just want to move forward to the next thing that, the next whatever. And I'm sitting here trying to explain why was it on that insignificant building. At the time, I wasn't looking at the camera. I was not even bothering with it. I just plunked it down. We were trying to figure out where we were going. And then instead of panning around and getting a better shot, I just pick up the tripod again and start moving.
I don't even think Baron was listening to that. He was looking for something else to talk shit about.
All right. Am I able to ask you a question again? Are you done?
Now go ahead.
Okay. So you understand why when you focused on the corner where the guy dropped and there were no cops in the frame, and then you turn and you focus on the building behind that then becomes a big part of the story, because that's the building that has the camera that got what the entire shooting allegedly got it on camera, and that's the footage that was released by the FBI. And then you turn and you focus here on the parking lot where the guy was known to have egressed off of campus. You understand now, and supposedly stored the gun by the chicken coop right over here.
I do not understand how you could possibly come up with these conspiracy theories. If you watch my video with the volume up and you listen to what's going on in the context of any given spot in my video, you'll be able to understand.
Let me ask you, what's right over there?
You'll be able to have a fuller comprehension of what's going on. So now at this point, I'm going to walk down and walk to the left. If you look at where the shooter.
This is exactly where Tyler Robinson walked.
Goes on the videos. He crosses over this grass. We probably just crossed paths right there.
Yeah,
he goes to the
amazing,
right.
Isn't it? He
goes to the right, and I go to the left.
That's crazy. So. Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I mean, it's like it's as if you filmed exactly where he was going to go, or where he went.
He had already been there.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So, when I first planted myself on the top of that grassy knoll videoing the roof of the Losi Center, I was thinking the cops are up there. Something important might happen up there.
He's saying the same thing. He's saying that, and he's adding to it. First, it was just showing what they were doing, just to show that they were there. Now it's like, oh, hey, no, there might be something important there. Look, he has nothing to do with it. I know that almost for a fact, but it is strange, and he keeps talking about it like. He keeps explaining himself. It's redundant as hell. It's as redundant as me saying the word redundant. Right? So I don't know. I don't know. I think it's funny that he just happened to film it all. Now look, to what end, right? If I think Barron would have a better argument if he could say, you're doing this. It's obvious you're doing this. It's completely accidental. But if Barron could say, give a motive or like to what end you're doing this, then it would be different. It would be different. Then you would have an argument.
Videoing for a minute.
He's trolling.
They're just standing there, like yelling at people from the rooftop, like they did to me. And then I decided to move on. Like that's so. I don't know where at the time I had no idea where the guy jumped off the roof or whatever. I had no confirmation.
I mean, it's an amazing coincidence. I'll give you that.
Other than
which is why I was drawing attention.
The thing about life, it's full of them.
I mean,
the reality is that you're going to have
there is no such thing as a coincidence. But I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't think he did it on purpose. I know that I just kind of double spoke there, but. Because I just want to hear that to say this, that in the Hebrew language, and I'm talking about because I'm a Christian, in the Hebrew language and in almost every early language, there was no word for coincidence. It's very telling because there was no such thing as a coincidence. They truly believed that back then.
In real life is not, this. In a lab, perfect scenarios.
Right. You see how you're acting now. This is how you should have acted the whole time, and you'd have had credibility. Dude,
I'm sitting here. I don't care about credibility. You're the one who credibility, dude. You spent an hour pausing my footage at brief moments in time and making claims that I've got somebody in my ear and that I'm some secret agent involved in a conspiracy to kill Charlie Kirk and wrongfully.
I didn't say anything about you killing Charlie Kirk. So, did not allege you were involved at all.
Oh, well, I just said your followers have said I have blood on my hands.
What they say.
Yes, exactly. That's the problem. That's so when you want to talk about had I come in here with this demeanor or whatever, I did come in here with this demeanor. You don't take any responsibility for your actions. You don't take any responsibility for the results of your actions, which are your followers based off of your actions coming into my comments, telling me that I have blood on my hands, asking how much I was paid. Those are your followers, and you don't care because you're not taking responsibility. So when you want to talk about demeanor, this is the real problem. So you want to talk about conspiracy theories, but you don't want to take any responsibility for the results of your words and your actions. You have a platform here, and you are abusing.
I want you guys to see the comments.
Yes, you are.
I'm giving you the opportunity to hang yourself, and you're doing it.
Result in your followers coming into my comments and into my DMs and saying that I have blood on my hands. That's a direct result of your actions, sir. So don't talk to me about my demeanor coming onto your show.
Yeah, well,
be a more responsible journalist if you want to have a real civil discussion with people. That might be the first step. And actually, that is the first step, because the first step of a responsible journalist would be, I'm gonna disparage this guy for an hour and a half. Maybe I should call him first. Maybe go DM him on Twitter. You did bullshit, dude. You did bullshit.
All right. So
he did.
The crap coming from your followers proves it. So don't give me this. You didn't disparage me, dude. That is such
people are free to do whatever they want.
You're pathetic, man. You are pathetic.
Yeah.
And by the way,
agreed. All right.
Dude, but when you answer my question, this is like just unbelievable, unbelievably irresponsible. Just irresponsible.
It is not irresponsible.
And for you to I don't take any responsibility for what the people say based off of my own action, based off of what you said, sir. Based off of what you said. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, you're welcome. Come back anytime.
If you ever want to talk about why I specifically filmed a specific thing, I'd be happy to. But
I've been asking you that. You won't.
No, but you keep on going back to, if you to come in here with this demeanor. Bullshit,
well, you were polite there for a few minutes.
You're the one who set the situation up by being an irresponsible douchebag. So stop talking about demeanor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
no,
it's not irresponsible when there's something that has, as you admitted, coincidence after
person. You are irresponsible as a journalist. You didn't bother to.
This is epic. The Founders Press commented, at Baron Coleman, this was the best live I've heard all week. You were the best. He thought you had a platform before. It's great, but no, it hasn't.
Can I finish?
Really done.
You didn't bother to check and see if my live stream actually went down. You spent an hour reviewing tiny little moments. An hour and 9. You didn't even know the difference between a raw video file and a live stream. Seriously? And you spent an hour making claims. Oh, you know how many times I got tagged in a dozen tweets today. Candace, this was the only guy allowed to live stream that day. I had a guy actually reach out to me and then apologize later because he decided to watch the footage, and he said, "Man, I apologize. I had only let me pull up."
I don't want to hear. Listen, what I'm going to say is,
that's the root of the problem, you douchebag. You don't want to hear it because you don't want to take responsibility for what you did.
You admitted there was coincidence after coincidence after coincidence.
Baron doesn't want to take responsibility. That's the root of the problem.
I hope you're talking about him and not me.
Baron doesn't want to go back. Baron Coleman doesn't want to go back and listen to the context of a given situation. He just wants to move on to his next claim. Baron doesn't care about doesn't want to take responsibility. He doesn't care about the actions of his followers or the people that take what he says as gospel.
Okay. No one takes what I say as gospel.
That's the root of all these problems.
I make a statement at the beginning of every show. You can watch it that I make I cast no aspersions. I make no.
And you actually have weight with what you say.
So we can both talk.
No, I'm not going to stop talking. I'm not stopping.
Hang yourself. Here's rope. Go. Make yourself look more guilty. Go.
Aaron,
it's you.
Make myself look guilty, dude. I don't care about your theory. I don't care. So if you want to ask a question, but don't sit here and try and parse through your stupid little
every time I ask you a question, you filibuster.
Yeah, no, every time you ask a question, I try to give you an answer. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to it. I don't want to go back to that spot.
Can I finish the question?
I don't care about the greater context.
Can I ask you a question?
I don't care about my responsibility as a journalist. Go ahead.
I'm trying to find common ground. Can I ask you a question? Will you let me finish my question?
That depends on if you start making ridiculous statements again.
Okay. You said while we were talking that it was coincidence after coincidence after coincidence.
Life is full of coincidences. It's not a coincidence that I filmed a specific rooftop. The cops were there. There's no coincidence there.
All right. Thanks for your coincidence. I appreciate your time. I can't do that anymore, guys. I'm sorry.
And that's where he ended it. He's exhausted.
I can't do it anymore. Yeah. I have rarely encountered someone more filibustery than that guy was for the last however long he was on. He's still listening. I'm not going to add him back. You might as well drop, or I'll drop you. There, you're gone. I am beside myself. Let me say this for the record. I apologize to anyone, including him, who believes that I said he was in on it. I will be clear right now. I believe if he was in on it, it would have looked exactly like what he did.
That's right. That's right. If he wasn't on it, they would look exactly like the way he does. But you know what? I don't even believe in coincidences, but this is absolutely a coincidence. Baron, I love you, brother.
I believe that. I don't know whether he was in on it. No clue. No idea.
I mean, you can't.
But I do know that if someone was in on it, they would come on this program and act just like that.
No, they wouldn't have come on the program. They wouldn't have come on the program. But he doth protesteth too much. I think I said that right.
They wouldn't. As soon as you start asking questions that try to tie him down, they would filibuster and start calling names. And I was polite when he came in.
It's perception.
Polite mostly the whole time. I know if I was going to accuse him of something, I would be clear. I'm not accusing him. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I have a theory of what happened. I shared it the other night. I do have that theory. But guess what? We all have a theory. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, man.
I will say this.
That's right.
I don't trust the FBI who tells me that there's no Epstein list to tell me who shot Charlie Kirk.
That's right.
I don't trust the FBI who told me that Lee Harvey Oswald shot John Kennedy to tell me who shot Charlie Kirk.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's right.
I don't trust the FBI because I don't, as a citizen, have a requirement to trust government. And this is probably the bigger problem. Too many people trust the government in all situations. That's not my role, Adam, to trust the government. That's not my role. My role is to use my First Amendment right to question the government, to petition the government for redress. My job is to commune with fellow like-minded people because I have a right of assembly. Now, there are things you're not allowed to say. I can't get on here and say, so-and-so's a murderer. I know he did it. I know he was in on it. That would be wrong. That's why I don't say those things.
That's right.
Even if I believe it. That's why I don't say those things. But to get on here and say, what did it sound like? I mean, it sounded just like a 30-06 to me. That's weird. Where did it sound like it came from? Well, it sounded like it came from the building there. You can see, actually, if you back up, you'll see where they were pointing at the building. Go down the stairwell. Well, I go down there. I get his exact frame. In the next frame, he turns the camera, and you can't see the building. In fact, they're pointing exactly where I said the shot probably came from. Or in my mind, it probably came from. Which, by the way, he did happen to stop and put up his tripod and face the Charlie Kirk stage from that exact spot. Coincidence. His words, not mine. His words, not mine. Coincidence after coincidence. Oh, yeah. Lots of coincidences and a grassy knoll.
That's right. And a grassy knoll.
Lots of coincidences and a grassy knoll.
That's it, guys. Yep. That's it on a grassy knoll. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I know that I let that go a little longer than I expected. I'm going to leave links to both of these gentlemen's content down in the description. Go check out the original raw footage. The raw footage is pretty epic. There's some things in there. I mean, I don't know if it's epic, but it's definitely a trip, right? And just kind of follow Coleman's like little path, just the description path through it, and you might get through it. If you're new here, welcome to the show. Please like and subscribe. If you've been here a few times, please hit the subscribe. It really helps the channel. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and watching this. I thought it was amazing. I seen it last night, like around midnight, and I was like, damn. I almost went live with it last night, but I knew I could wait till the morning. Come hang out at After the Bars for a while. I'm about to pick it up big time with new content, a new morning show that I've been kind of going back and forth on because I'm an ex-tattoo artist and I'm retiring. And I just want this channel to really do good. Up there in the corner, there's a QR code. right there. That's a donation link to my channel. It's a Square donation link. It's a tax write-off. It's everything. So yeah, that would be amazing to help the channel. Of course, there's super chats, but I might be turning super chats off now for the future. I don't know yet. I don't know, but you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, wherever you're from. This has been After the Bars, and this has been the Mayhem Show. I am so glad you came here. Remember, be kind to each other. Be intrusively kind. Reach in and give someone a hug. Don't let them shy away from your kindness. Because that has changed my life. Kindness has changed my life. And God. You guys have a great day. I am Sam, and I'm out.
The sun was shining, the sky open wide. Your words still fly like flags through our town, our guide. Stand up for truth, you called us to do. And after the bars, we are Charlie, raising red, white, and blue.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America. Every state in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Do you plan to go live in another country?
No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that? Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave. Like.
With stripes on our shoulders and stars in our sights. So we'll rise hand in hand for the good of this land. We'll carry Charlie's flame. Let the flag still wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Through sorrow and toil, our voices ring true. We'll stand for the stars and the red, white, and blue. We'll carry Charlie's flame. Let the flag still wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. Through sorrow and trial, our voices ring true. And after the bars, we are Charlie, blazing red, white, and blue. We are Charlie, you're Charlie, I am Charlie, a reborn man.
Today's a gift we all can feel. The wounds are raw, but time will heal. Be thankful now for where you stand, and hold the world in grateful hands. After the bars, we're rising strong, facing the world. Call out your name. A brother